Pile number one's what makes you attractive? Okay, so for this pile, I'm hearing Long Way to Go by Cassie. Um, what makes you attractive, pile number one, is people feel like they have a long way to go to get to you and they're willing to travel that distance, okay? You come off as someone who knows that they're important, knows that they have a lot going for themselves, knows that they're lit, knows that they are the missing piece, or um you come off as the person who knows that they're going to get the party started, really is what I'm trying to say. And yet there is still a very private nature about you. What makes you attractive is that you are both private and both extroverted. Yeah, that's what's attractive about you. People, I don't know what this is. Like, you make people feel like, oh no, yeah, I'm easy to get, not easy to get along with. Maybe. But you make people feel like, oh, it's just a walk in the park with me. It really is. It's just a walk in the park with me, Come along. Come on, let's go. It's fine. You can come. I don't know. I don't know what this energy is, but I think that I'm just getting, you give off a very easygoing, go with the flow, but very fun type of energy, okay? And when they do get closer to you, pile number one, it's like you move the goal further back. It's like they think that they finished the race or crossed the finish line with you. And it's like, no, the finish line is down there now. You didn't see they moved it? This is the energy, pile number one. This is what's making you attractive. You keep moving the goalpost. And maybe this is something that you're doing and you're not actually trying to do this. Maybe you're not actually trying to do this on purpose here, where they feel like they've gotten closer to you, but really they haven't. And I don't think that this is something that you're trying to do. I think that you just have a lot of layers to you, pile number one. And so I think that that's just the case. Or this just may be people who you aren't attracted to in that way. And so for them, it seems like you're like teasing them or egging them on to come closer, and they do, and then you don't want that. Okay? So you don't have to take this how it resonates, but this is what's making you attractive, okay? So this is making me feel like you are drawing in people, or the people that are finding you attractive right now, pile number one, they like the games. Yeah. Now, and if this is not an actual thing that you're doing on purpose, where you're trying to play any type of games and you're just focused on yourself solely, and, people are kind of making this up for themselves, that, that really could be a thing. Because a lot of people find you attractive. You're very attractive. Okay. So you're going to have to take this one how it resonates for you, because I do feel like there's a lot of people here in this pile who you're just simply focused on yourself right now. And that's all it is. It's just kind of like you're focused on yourself, your growth, your things, your home, your money, your whatever. You're just focused on your own garden right now. And I think that you're just, I don't know, being yourself. And people are attracted to you easily. And so it's like, once you show a bit of your personality, they get attached to what you showed, where you weren't necessarily trying to show your personality to attract them. You were just talking. It's giving that energy here, pile three. I don't know, where you're just kind of chilling and you're creating conversation. Maybe this is at work and you have to create small talk for people. And maybe you don't have to, but maybe you just are, right? To make the day go by faster. Take this reading how it resonates, okay? Because this one's going to be different for a lot of people. But maybe you are creating small talk at work or with people or something like that, just to make the day go by faster, or, just conversation in general. And I think that, for one, you have people who are very heavily attracted to you. And they're getting attached to the small talk. They're getting attached to the things that you say. where you get what I'm trying to say. You understand the dynamic here, pile number one. I know you already do. And maybe you probably have a person in mind right now where you're like, oh, maybe this is them. It is. Okay. It is. What makes you attractive though, is you are very knowledgeable about a lot of things. Like pile number one, your small talk is not the same small talk as everyone else's. I think that they're basically, you should know how you show up to people, and not that you need to do more or less or anything like that, but your conversation holds a lot of weight for the people that you are around. Okay, pile number one. And I'm not saying you should do anything about it. It's just something you should know, just so you're more aware when you walk back into these spaces. But yeah, I mean, what makes you attractive, pile number one, is this push-pull thing that you have going. If you are trying to do that, if you're not trying to do that, that's still what makes you attractive. I do get the energy that people are like trying to chase you, or are chasing you, or they want you pretty badly, pile number one. Okay. They do. And I do feel like they're not afraid to make a fool of themselves to show you. In whatever way that means. Okay. I think Spirit is really wanting me to go back to the part of me saying your small talk is not the same as other people's small talk. You may think that you're just shooting the breeze with people, and talking about whatever topics, but sometimes like you say things that open up new portals for people, that changes people's ways of thinking, even in this small talk, pile number one. So you gotta know, you gotta know who you are. Okay, I think that's really what it is. You gotta know who you are, and you have to know the effect that you have on people, okay? Because you've got a lot of people attracted to you, and I swear, honey, they are holding on to everything that you say, even if in your mind you were creating small talk to get through the day, or to just whatever, right? I think that that's really what I'm trying to say here. But what makes you attractive is this conversation that you're having with people, this wisdom that you have, the fact that people feel like, I don't know if this is that great, but the fact that people feel like being with you is a flex. Okay. You're really naturally attractive too, pile number one. You're naturally attractive. Like, this reading will be extended, and over in the extended, it's going to be what is being said about your beauty. So meet me over there if you want to know exactly what they're saying, but you are naturally attractive. You don't really have to do much, or maybe you just don't do much, or whatever do much is for you. You have a very natural beauty about you, pile number one. So that's also what is making you attractive. Because again, you're coming off as very independent, like you don't need anything or anyone for anything. And these are people who are so attracted to you. So it's like they really want to help you with something, but there's kind of a desperation in them wanting to help you with something. It's like they're wanting to help you with something that you don't need help with, or they're wanting to start a conversation about stuff that that doesn't even resonate with you. I think that maybe they're reading you wrong, or they're just reading too closely. I do get a sense where, people here, they're kind of prying into you a bit because they're so attracted to you. So why are you so attractive? It's because you have this mystical sense to you, pile number one. Like, yeah. When they feel like they're getting closer, they're really not. For some of you, this could be people at your job, right? Or maybe this is someone who is attracted to you that you work with. I feel like I already said this, but you know, they want this relationship to move outside of the workplace, but they're working on it. They're trying to work on getting it there. And so they talk to you and they feel like they got somewhere, but they didn't. And maybe you're not looking at it that way, because again, I did pick up on energy here where you are focused, okay? So what makes you attractive is the fact that you're not really focused on anyone. You're focused on yourself. And that's really attractive, of course, right? I mean, that's just human nature, kind of. You look good. You look very independent. People love your conversation. So if ever you feel like you're having small talk with people at work, know that for some of those people, it's not small talk for them. They are actually trying to get somewhere with you. And do with that what you will, but it's something that you should know. All right, what else we got? A lot came out. What makes my pile number ones attractive? Yeah. Got the Four of Wands here. Everything you say makes sense. Everything you say should really be listened to. Everything you say. In the inflection in your voice or something, when you say certain words, that's attractive. And the fact that you know what you're talking about. Yeah, you got somebody here who feels like, listen to everything pile number one says, because they know what they're talking about. I trust them. This is someone who's just really crushing on you, okay? I trust them. I like their advice. I like what they have to say. I like how they make me feel. I like this. I like that. You know? Yeah, that's what's making you attractive. I'm also picking up on your hips here, pile number one. That's something that's standing out about your body here, your hips. That's what's making you attractive. And also the way that you walk. There's something about the way that you walk and then your hips. Yeah, that's what's making you attractive. What makes my pile number ones attractive? People know how deep you are. Even if you're even if you are just giving them a little bit, right? Giving them small talk, or I keep going back to the small talk, okay? So this must be the case. But even with this, people know how deep you are. It's a sense here where people know for a fact that you are not giving them all of you, or you are not fully exposing yourself, or you're doing this on purpose. You are kind of pulling back on purpose, or you are withholding something on purpose. And I don't get this in a sense where you're like lying to people at all. I think that, once again, I feel like you're focused on something here, or focused on yourself. So that's really where your head is at. So if someone's asking you about yourself and it's something that you just don't want to share, you know, you're not going to. And you're going to just simply not do that. It's pretty straightforward with you, but that's another reason why people are finding you attractive. It's this knowing. And honestly, for some of you, pile number one, it's this knowing when you're not compatible with someone. I think that may be the case for a lot of you, because now that I'm really going back over what I was saying, you know, this sounds like you know you're not compatible with someone. And so with you knowing that you are not compatible with someone, or maybe this is a case where you thought you were, right? Because it happens. You thought you were compatible with someone, and then it turns out, you know, you're just simply not. And so with that, you are going in a different direction. Okay. And you going in another direction, that's what makes you attractive. You saying, no, this isn't what I thought it was, and going in another direction, that's what's making you attractive. Okay, pile number one, that's what I got for you. Again, this reading will be extended. Over in the extended, we are going to talk about what is being said about your beauty, okay? So meet me in the extended if you want to know that information, but please like, please comment, definitely subscribe to become a raindrop. If you want to book a personal with me, that'll be in the description box below, but know that I love you on a soul level. Peace. Pile number 2, what makes you attractive? But you seem very self-assured. And it's the way that you talk too. It's like you have this tone about yourself where you know yourself. The way that you talk about yourself, the way that you talk about what you see, what you observe in other people. I don't know. This is what makes you attractive. You're on top of your shit. You come across as someone who is on top of theirs. And when I say that, I mean like just everything. You're spot on with everything. What makes my pile number 2s attractive? You have this like energy that makes people feel a way. It's a good way. It's kind of like people can't stay mad at you. So take this how it resonates. Maybe somebody was mad at you, but they can't stay mad at you. They want you back. That's how, and it's coming across that way. It's like, yeah, no, I want you back. Yeah. What makes my pile number 2s attractive? You are the person, okay, you are the person that people want to grow with, not apart, right? So if something happens that pushes you and another person away from each other, you're the person that they want to grow with through that situation. You know, where this may be a person who usually is like, no, that happened, I'm gonna cut them off, or I'm gonna let that friendship go, or let that situation go. Maybe this isn't it. Maybe that, blah, blah, blah. No, not what you pal to. They're like, no, maybe this was just something that we needed to get through together, so that we can learn from it together and be stronger. And maybe that's the case. Maybe that is the case. Only you know, Pasu. I'm just letting you know why they find you attractive. Because you are someone who they don't want to let go of. Why? It doesn't make sense to let go of Pasu. All I want is Pasu. So if I let go, or even if I look like I want to let go of Pasu, that's going against my mission. Because I'm all about Pasu. Take this how it resonates. Okay, so this is going to resonate differently for different people. But what makes you attractive is how well-rounded you are as a person. And it's the ways that you choose to connect with people. The topics that you choose to connect with people on. How high vibrational you are. People notice like the conversation that they have with you, that they can't have that conversation with other people. It's like they crave that conversation. Yeah, the way that you're able to see a situation for what it is and just let it be that. Something about that. You see it for what it is, you let it be that. And you move on. Okay, so I don't know. This is giving somebody that you knew who's finding you attractive, maybe someone that you're not in communication with anymore, who's really like finding you so attractive. It's like they're finding you so attractive they can't even like hold it or disguise it. Or this is someone who misses you. hurt terribly. Okay, pile 2. And they really feel like they cannot have conversations that they had with you with other people, and it's kind of irritating to them, or maybe it's starting to get to them. Okay, so for some of you, it may not be a situation where this is an ex or anything like that. This could be someone that you worked with one time, and they're like, man, I really like them. I only worked with them once. I need to connect with them more because I liked how we connected with this and that and that. You know, I feel like I can't really connect with anybody else like that. So take it how it resonates. You know, you'll know your situation. But either way, you're coming across as someone who's very intelligent and also someone who knows who they are. Okay? And that's what's so attractive about you, pile number 2. You know your limits, you know your boundaries, you clearly state them, and you don't go over those limits or boundaries. You just simply don't. And honestly, you kind of make it easier for people that way, because you spell it out for them. And this is what's making you attractive, because they like that. You know, the ones that like it, like it. They like the fact that you know who you are. They like the fact that, you know, you're saying this is how you can connect with me. If that's what you want to do, connect with me like this. I like this. I don't like that, but I like this though. You know, it's giving that. This is what's making you attractive. It's giving self-assured. Okay? Everybody wants a piece, but you're self-aware enough to know that everybody can't have a piece. So you're like, you know, if you want a piece, you can connect with me like this. And if you don't want to do that, that's okay. And then you're moving on, pile 2, and that's what's making you attractive. Ooh. Okay, pile 2. I like this energy. I really do. Let's get more. What's making my pile 2s attractive? Yeah. You're like, I have this to offer you. This is what I have to offer you right here. And they want whatever that is, right? It's like, but if you want this, you have to know what comes with me, or you have to know that I'm like this, or I don't know. I don't know what this is, Batu, but it's almost like you're offering, what is this? It's like you're no. It's like you're like, I can give you this. How does that sound? I can give you this. What about this? I can give you this. I've done my calculations and I can give you this. How does that sound? Okay. Side note, message coming through. And this is, I don't mean to derail my reading, but if you have a job that you did an interview for, or a few that you did an interview for, they're like trying to figure out how to get you on that team. They're figuring it out. They're crunching the numbers. They're looking at your resume. They're pulling this. They're pulling that. They're getting things together to hand you a package, like a welcome. I'm seeing a welcome package. You know, like those books, like at a job. And they give you the welcome package, and it states everything that you'll be getting, your benefits, all that stuff. Okay? So take that, if that resonates. But back to the message, what makes you attractive? Yeah, so what I was saying is, you give off, I know what I can give you. I know how much energy I'm able to give this situation, or I know how much I'm willing to give, or how I'll be able to fit into this. Like I know. Okay? And that's what's making you attractive. It's your boundaries. I mean, I think that's just really what I'm trying to say. It's your boundaries here that's making you attractive. Full justice. What makes my pile number 2s attractive? What makes you attractive, pile 2, is the way that you're able to really see people. You know what, pile 2, you're really coming across as someone who is the chooser. Okay? You make the decisions. You have a lot to choose from. You have a lot of things that you have to do. Or if this is a job, you've got a lot of stuff going on. Okay? So you're the one who's like, you know, you can get a little closer. Okay, wait, stop right there. Let's stay right there for a second. Okay, you can get a little bit closer. You're the one who's calling the shots. And I mean, that alone is what makes you attractive, right? That's attractive to a lot of people. But you are the one who's calling the shots. You are the one who's like, not too much, not too much. Okay. That's perfect. That's what's making you attractive. Yeah, I really feel like you have a lot of people around you who want your attention, who want to date you, who want to give you a job. I mentioned that. Who want to work with you, who want to collaborate with you. Okay? They want to do all these different things. And you're the one who has to do the things, right? Pile 2 is like, yeah, I mean, it's nice, but I'm the one that got to do all the things, right? So that means I'm the one that has to make the schedule. I'm the one that has to say yes or no to this, or possibly say no to something, or you've got a lot of things that want your attention. Okay, pile 2, this is what makes you attractive. And you limit things to kind of like a time limit here, where, and maybe this is like a time limit in a day where you give this amount of time to this person or this thing. Take it how it resonates. But this is what makes you attractive. It's so attractive about you, pile 2. It's so attractive about you. And I mean, that's all I really got to say. Okay. Because I get the energy that, yeah, cut the deck, I saw the Ace of Swords, but, you know, I get the energy that this is just your energy, right? And I don't see this changing anytime soon. So these people, these things, whatever it is that want you or want your attention, they will have to be patient with you. And that's another thing that's attractive about you, because you make people be patient. They have to be patient. Because you got a lot going on. And honestly, people really like people who have their own things going on. And someone who's just not like readily available all of the time, because they have to tend to other things. It just shows that you have a full life. Right? So I'm gonna end it here, pile 2. That is that's what's making you attractive right now. Like I said, this reading will be extended. I don't know if I said that in this pile, but this reading will be extended. In the extended, we're going to figure out what is being said about your beauty, okay? So if you want to know the exacts of what's being said about your beauty, meet me over in that extended. But please like, please comment, definitely subscribe to become a raindrop. If you would like to book a personal with me, that'll be in the description box below. But know that I love you on a soul level. Peace. Pile number 3, what makes you attractive? It's your balance. Pile 3. What makes you attractive is how well-rounded you seem, how you always know what's needed in a situation, or if this is just for you, you know when to pull back, or you know what's needed. You know how much pressure you should apply. Take it however it resonates. What makes my pile threes attractive? It's your different focuses. It's the things that make you motivated. It's how, with pile number 3, you have to know them in order to really fully get their attention. Which is weird, right? Because if you're just meeting someone, you don't know them. So with pile 3, okay, what makes you attractive, pile 3, is that honestly, you've got to observe pile 3 a bit before you talk to them or before you shoot your shot. That's what I was trying to say. You have to. I mean, you don't have to. But if you don't, you will miss that shot. And you might miss it horribly. You know, it might be a big deal. It might flop pretty loudly. And maybe not to them, maybe not to pile 3, but to you, it may seem like it flopped pretty loudly. What makes my pile 3s attractive is that you are the type who should be doted on. You know, you are the type, maybe you like words of affirmation here, pile 3. And that's what I mean. That's what I mean, pile 3. Like with pile 3, you got to know that they even like words of affirmation. You know, you've got to study pile 3 before you just go shooting shots. You have to, if you really want them. If you don't really want them for real, I mean, I guess you don't do that. And then, I mean, that's just wasting both of your time. But, you know, what makes you attractive is you are heavily desired, pile 3. You're heavily desired by many. And, you know, you make people put the work in for you, but these are people who are happily putting in the work for you. Because again, you have to really want pile 3 or something like this. Is all what's making you attractive, okay? You have to really want pile 3. You can't half-ass want pile 3 because they're going to know it. It won't go how you want it to go. And when I say half-ass, maybe I should say, don't let your lusty desires rule you with pile 3, because they'll see that. And you'll be gone so quick. You won't even know what the hell happened. You won't. Okay? Don't let the lust rule you. Okay? Now, pile 3 is attractive. So it is going to be challenging to not let it rule you, but you can't if you really want pile 3. Okay? I'm trying to tell you. That's what makes pile 3 attractive. It's almost like, not necessarily people have to play a game with you. That's not what I'm saying. But you have to know how to temper yourself before you start to pursue pile 3. Okay? You have to know how to temper yourself. You got to be self-aware. You got to be aware of a lot of things. You got to be smart. It's like that's what makes you attractive. So this is making me feel like, I don't know if this is people who are talking, who are interested in you. Maybe this is someone who tried and they didn't get far, right? And I don't really see that in a lot of cases where someone tried to get you, it didn't work out, and then maybe their friend wanted you and they're trying to help their friend. That's not usually how that situation goes at all. Okay, so I don't know if that's the case with this or what, or maybe someone else is just telling someone who is interested in you what they know about you and how to get you. Okay? And as much as you want to run in there and you know, just start taking pile 3 out on dates and dating them and pursuing them, as much as you want to do all of that, you know, you can. But it's like, it's got to be done in a certain way, or it's better off if you observe pile 3 first. It just is, so you can know what they like, okay? Because pile 3 really isn't going to play any games. This is all what's attractive about you. You are like a prized possession, okay, pile 3? You are. And that's what's attractive about you. It's like you'll add so much to someone's life. And I think that maybe that you do know this about yourself, pile 3. You just do. You know this about yourself. You know that you can add to someone's life. Or something like that, okay? And you move like you know this. And I don't see anything wrong with that. Let's get more. What's attractive? What is attractive about my pile number 3s? Yeah. You can't be all willy-nilly with pile 3. You can't just be all lustful and willy-nilly and, you know, you can't. Because again, pile 3 really only accepts certain types of lovers in their life, or only accepts a certain type of energy, or only accepts people who are intentional or something like that. And this could be with friendships as well. Like, you know, it's like pile 3 knows what they want out of a relationship, whatever relationship this is. They know. They come ready. Pile 3 comes ready. Right? So if you have pile 3 there, if you got their attention, they're ready. They're ready to, they've already decided, like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and give this person my attention. And this is how it's coming across. I'm going to go ahead and give this person my attention. I am ready. You know, I'm ready to build this, for this to grow, or, I don't know. You seem like you're very intentional, pile 3. Okay, so if someone is not, that person will be gone so quick. And it's because you can't. You can't do it the other way. Maybe, yeah, you can't do it the other way, pile 3. Why is my pile 3 so attractive? Because everybody wants to be a part of what you have going on. If this is your friends, they want to be a part of your friend group. Of course, if this is someone who's romantically attracted, they want to be your person, your lover, okay? Yeah. I feel like I need one more card. What makes my pile 3 so attractive? Yeah, okay, look at all this greatness. Look at all this great energy. I'm telling you, pile 3, you've got that energy. You just have really big energy, very great energy, you know? And for some, that can definitely be intimidating, but for the right people, under the right circumstance, with the right intentions, it could really work out, you know? And that's your energy, pile 3. You're like, so where do you fall in all of that? You know, that's what you're asking people. Where do you fall in all of that? You know? And then you make your decisions from there. But this is what makes you attractive, pile 3. Listen, my pile 3 really is not playing any games. It's really good energy, pile 3. I'm going to end it there. This reading will be extended. Over in the extended, we're going to figure out what is being said about your beauty, okay? So meet me over there if you want to know what that is, but please like, please comment, definitely subscribe to become a raindrop. Know that I love you on a soul level. If you want to book a personal with me, that'll be in the description box below. Peace.